Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. Jay, this topic in particular is a topic that is very confusing for me. I just really don't understand it. Actually, I think I do understand it, yet I think many of the fans don't. And I think people are not going to like my take on this in this particular video, but it is what it is because I'm going to give it to you regardless. But before we do that, I'd like to welcome those of you who are new to the channel. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing related content. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and smash that like button. For those of you who are regular patrons of the channel, smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you are engaging with the content. And for those of you who think that AM Sports Media is amazing YouTube boxing channel, make sure that you support the channel. Super thanks, super likes, always welcome. That's how we pay the bills. And that's how we keep this channel going. Now, Jay, this is an interesting one for me because the dynamics between these two individuals, I feel that it really truly only goes one way. Now, we know that Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson are supposed to be brothers, big brother, little brother, and that they are never going to fight each other. They big up each other all the time. Shakur Stevenson recently was on his Twitter account glazing over Keyshawn Davis. So these guys are tight. They're super tight, right? And we know here recently, Shakur Stevenson has been calling out everyone under the sun, including Teofimo Lopez, and has stated on record that not only would he fight Lamont Roach, but that's only if the Teofimo Lopez opportunity does not come to fruition. And apparently there's been some level of negotiation between Shakur Stevenson and the Saudi team, as well as Teofimo Lopez and the Saudi team. So apparently this fight is really something that they are trying to make happen. Well, if that is the case, and Shakur Stevenson has set his eyes on Teofimo Lopez, and he has an individual who is I would assume tailor-made as far as he's concerned for his style and the opportunity for him to make a ton of money in a Teofimo Lopez fight with the Saudis involved, then why would his little brother be looking to crash the party? That's the part that I don't get. It's been reported that Keyshawn Davis is ready to activate and or petition his status as the WBO. I don't know if he's the super champion or I don't know what he is, but he's ready to petition the WBO for an opportunity to fight Teofimo Lopez. Why would you try to step in the middle of that? You guys are brothers. I'm going to tell you why. Because in my personal opinion, this whole situation between Keyshawn and Shakur, it really only goes one way. Some of the comments, the language that I've heard from Keyshawn in the past would suggest that he is not as brother as Shakur Stevenson. And it makes me feel like Shakur is really the one that's pushing this narrative about, man, I don't never want to fight him. We'll never fight. Maybe Shakur don't want that smoke on me. Every time I turn around, he's bigging up, talking about his level of skill and what level he's at and all that stuff. If he's at that level, man, we want to see him in the ring with. You guys are basically telling us that you guys are two generational talents in and around the same weight class, and we won't get the privilege of watching you two fight. We've heard on several occasions individuals who didn't like that Derek James camp talking about Mel and Errol Spence fighting, and that was perfectly okay, and supposedly they were tight. Well, not anymore, considering what just recently happened, but these two gentlemen, they are around the same weight class. Come on, man. Like, if you two are two generational talents, you tell me we're going to have two generational talent, two stars, Jay, that are flying simultaneously, two rockets, comets that are flying across the earth simultaneously. We won't get the opportunity to see them collide. That doesn't make any sense to me. And I believe that Keyshawn is less buddy because if he wasn't, or if he were rather, then he wouldn't have tried to position himself to get the opportunity to face Teofimo Lopez instead of Shakur Stevenson. Those are my thoughts on it, Jay. What are your thoughts on this particular topic?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of malarkey going on with these two guys right here, man. It's like Keyshawn was chasing Teo within the last year or so. when they're on the stage together, they fall on the same card, whatnot, and everything. So I get that. And Tio and Keyshawn's actually at 140. So I'm fine with that. Shakur said he's a 135 pounder, although he was calling Tio and supposed they're in negotiations. But to your point, it doesn't make sense. How many people want to try to fight this dude? They other little brother or cousin, Richard Hitchison, is also saying that he want to fight Tio. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy. I mean, only one of y'all can fight him. And to be honest, it's not like he a cash cow. He ain't a cash cow like that. He's never been he's never been on pay-per-view on his own. He's never headlined. And if Tio is talking, if Shakur's talking to the Saudis about this, we know they're not too happy with Tio after the way he's talked about him. Heck, they weren't happy with Shakur sometimes. Shakur apologized and bent the knee. So I mean, it's just a lot of stuff going on. It's just crazy because to your point, talking about it's been one sided. It's definitely one sided because Shakur's always had the more power than Keyshawn. He gave Keyshawn an alley-oop to get the last fight against Dennis Berinchek for a belt. He pretty much gave that to him. So I'm like, how much are you going to give to Keyshawn? We know Keyshawn had his little situation where he missed the weight and all the other stuff that happened with that fight. His last fight that was supposed to happen with Edwin De Los Santos. So let Keyshawn get his own stuff on his own. Just step out the way. But Tio's not. I don't think Tio's gonna fight any of them the way he acting. He acting very, very, very skittish about everything. And if it's gonna be held with the Saudis, that might not happen because of their fractured relationship with Tio. But Keyshawn and Shakur, man, Shakur, you at 135. You got some fights available for you right there, 135. Namely a Lamont Roach right there. Or you could try to go unify with Mortala. You have options at 135. You're really trying to do that. But again, everyone has said, now they've all said belts don't matter. So I mean, belts don't matter. They're just gonna do what they're gonna do around 135, 140. But I'd rather, honestly, selfishly, I'd rather Keyshawn get that fight against Tio than Shakur.
And why is that?
Keyshawn's at 140.
Okay.
And Keyshawn has a better chance of knocking Tio's head off than Shakur. Shakur will box his head off. I want his head knocked off.
Well, we'll see what ends up happening in that particular situation. I mean, I'm cool with either one of those fights. I just want to see the best fighters get in the ring with each other. And two individuals who are really not related to each other. I do want to see if they are truly generational talents. They need to fight each other. I want to hear all this stuff about you're not this and you're not that. Because at the end of the day, that's what fight fans deserve. And, I just feel like just based off of what the kind of language that, Keyshawn has used in the past, I think he's actually more willing than Shakur Stevenson. It makes me feel like Shakur really doesn't want that smoke. You guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to this situation. Is it a little bit of, I won't call it tension, but definitely a competitive edge there as it relates to these two gentlemen. I think more so from Keyshawn's position rather than Shakur Stevenson. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, M Sports Media, and we are out.